Hi, this is Aminata. I've been thinking a lot about an experience I had about 24 years ago, and I know it's 24 because I was pregnant with my son and he just turned 23. And I was at this arts activism camp and we had a anti-racism training, and it was intense. It was like one of those 2 days or 3 days, and we went deep. And at age 31, 32, I was actually one of the older people at this camp. Most of these people were in their 20s. And by the time we got to the last day, I think it was 3 days, I mean, people were crying and boo-hooing, and they'd been ripped open, and it was all, pretty intense. And there was this woman there, and she was about my age, and she was German. And she was going through it because her grandfather had been a Nazi, and she felt so guilty, and her girlfriend was black. And and what does that mean? And all these guilt feelings, and finally I'd had enough. And I said, look, this is not about your feelings for your girlfriend. We all know it's not about that. I said, it's about when a crisis comes, when a war comes and a line is drawn, which side are you going to be on? Right? It's when it comes to those times of crisis and a line is drawn, which side are you going to be on? And I have no faith that you will be on my side. And of course, after I said that, then she really broke down and cried. But I just was fed up with the whole fragility of it. And so this week, as the videos were coming in where black and brown people were being pulled from trains in the Ukraine, where they were being held at gunshot by the police, where they were not allowed to get on buses, I thought about that woman. It's like, this is what I was talking about 24 years ago. And then this week I was in a session where a woman from Eastern Europe in tears was sharing that Russian students were being pulled from the university. And as she was sharing that then made me think about when the lockdown happened and the anti-Asian racism started to rise up. And it was not just about being Chinese. You could be Japanese, Korean, didn't matter, because people didn't make a distinction. But while they were starting to suffer globally, in China itself, black people were being kicked out of their houses, being banned from universities, were being banned from stores. And so this stuff just keeps repeating itself. And so I'm looking at this thing of the Ukraine, and I wish I could say I was surprised, but I'm not. And to those who claim to be shocked, I'm like, why? Not a derogatory way, but this is our context. This is our story. This is what we're living in. And as I see people jumping on the bandwagon about cutting out Russia, what are the impacts for people there? What is about to happen there? Because this is not about the Russian people. That Russian student didn't do anything. But this is about, politics and decisions people in higher office make, and how does it affect us? And so when stuff like this happens, I have to get quiet first and not speak out right away. Because what does this mean for us? And the only thing I can say, first of all, there is no them. There's only us. Right? And if this is about us, who do we say we are? Who do we pretend that we are? And who do we want to be? Who do we say we are? Who do we pretend that we are? Listen to your journalist. Who are we really? Some of us matter more than others. Some of us are seen as more valuable than others. And if you didn't know, now you know. But given that now you know, who do we want to be? Given that we step into a context where some lives matter more than others, that if you are bombed with a brown skin color, or if you're bombed with a white skin color, the response will be different. Given that that's our reality, let's accept that for now. every day that we wake up living in that world. I don't want to live in that world. So what then can I be? How should I be for that to be different? Who should we be? How do we need to move, act, speak, given that that's our reality? You know, and it's about the racism that's alive and well, that has been there. But it's also about forgetting that we are connected. And you can try and cut Russia off, but we are so interconnected. Please don't think that it will not bite us, the rest of us, in the butt. You know, you cannot just cut off. You know, but I get it. But who's being hurt in the long run? And so, you know, so finally I want to say, these are interesting times. All these calamities, you know, war in Europe is nothing new. Check the history. But all these things that happen, each time they happen, is an opportunity for us to step into our humanity. And each time we fall short. Each time, it's a wonderful opportunity to step into a better way for us to be with each other as human beings. And each time we fall back into selecting people off the train, into kicking people out of the classroom, we are not moving forward. So who do we want to be? And what do we need to do in order to be different? And those are my best words of encouragement that I hope to add to the fore. And I wish you a good day, you know, and hold each other up. You know, we must.